Hi everyone, and welcome to your channel English Sin Excusas. In today's lesson, I will teach you how to use some and any. So stay with us and enjoy of our video. So the first we have to understand is that some means algún, alguna, algunos o algunas, and any means the same, algún, alguna, algunos, or algunas. But the difference is we normally use some in affirmative sentences, right? And we normally use any and interrogative sentences. For example, if I say you need, for example, you need some book. In this sentence, as this sentence is in affirmative, then I use some. But if the sentence is in interrogative, then I have to replace some by any. Of course, first of all, I have to use the auxiliary for using interrogative sentences or for format interrogative sentence. For example, in this case, if I want to turn this sentence in affirmative, I want to turn it into interrogative. First of all, I have to use the auxiliary for asking questions. In this case, do. For example, do you need, and I replace some by any. For example, do you need any book? And as you can see here, it's the same question with the only difference is I use some because this question is affirmative, but if the question is interrogative, then I replace it by any. Some and affirmative sentences, any and interrogative sentences. For example, let's do another one. If I say she wants, remind, I put S because of the conjugation. If I say she wants some houses. For example, she wants some houses. I use some because this sentence is in affirmative. But if the sentence is interrogative, for example, then I have to use, of course, the auxiliary for asking question. In this case, thus. And then I have to say, does she want? Does she want? And then I replace some by any. Does she want any house or houses? Let's do this one in singular. Does she want any house? And like this. For example, we can do another one. We can say they help some people. They help some people. In this case, I use some because this one is affirmative. Sorry, I use some because this one is affirmative, but it's the same sentence where an interrogative. Then I ask by using the auxiliary. For example, do they help? And then I replace some by any, and then I would say, do they help any people? Do they help any people? And it's the same. Some for affirmative sentences, but any for interrogative sentences. But after a negation, any has other meaning, other translation. For example, after a negation, any means ningún, ninguna, ningunos, ningunas. For example, let's do some negative sentences. Of course, using the auxiliary for negation. For example, done, doesn't, didn't, etc. I can say I done. As I done is an auxiliary for using negation. Then I have to say I don't. For example, I don't want, and I don't want any. After the negation, any is going to mean ningún, ninguna in this case. For example, I don't want any problem. I don't want any. So any in this case means ningún. I don't want any problem. For example, I can say I don't want any car. I don't want any car. And any in this case means ningún or ninguna. For example, we can do another one using she. She doesn't. For example, she doesn't need negation. Then that means any means ningún in this case. For example, she doesn't need any man. For example, she doesn't need any man. Any, ningún in this case because of the negation. For example, she doesn't need any book. She doesn't need any bus. So any after the negation is going to mean ningún or ninguna. Let's do another one. For example, you can say he didn't because it's past tense. The next sentence we are going to form. For example, he didn't buy any. He didn't buy any car. Él no compró ningún carro. He didn't buy any car. So any after the negation means ningún o ninguna. For example, he didn't buy any pencil, right? Él no compró ningún lápiz. And this is the using. Some for affirmative sentences, any for interrogative sentences, and any after the negation means ningún or ninguna. Let's do now some questions and answers with which you can practice. For example, if I ask you, let's use this marker. If I ask you, do you have any problem? For example, do you have any problem with me? Do you have any problem with me? If I answer again, I have to say, no, I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem with you. No, I don't have any problem with you. Let's do other question. Let's ask other question. For example, I can say, do you need any book? Do you need any book? And then you can answer this case. You can say yes, I need some books. Yes, I need some books, not only one. I need more than one. Let's continue with the questions. For example, I can say, do you understand? Do you understand any grammar? Do you understand any grammar? Then you can answer and say, oh no, I don't understand. No, I don't understand any grammar. No, I don't understand any grammar. If I answer by saying yes, then I say some. Or if I answer by saying no, then I have to use any in this case, right? But some others using that we have to take into account and to know this. For example, sometimes you will find some in interrogative sentences. For example, sentences or questions like this. Would you like some juice? Would you like some juice? And look, this is a question, but we can also use it in interrogative sentences. Why? Because if we focus only on the verb, then we can use some. For example, would you like some juice? Then the answer can be like this. Yes, I would like some juice. And this normally happens into the practice, the daily practice. This normally happens. Also, any has other meaning in Spanish. For example, any also can mean into Spanish cualquier or cualquiera, etc. Right? For example, I can say, I can visit you. I can visit you. Puedo visitarte. I can visit you cualquier día. I can visit you any day. Puedo visitarte cualquier día. Or I can also start by using any. For example, any person, cualquier persona. Any person can do it. Cualquier persona puede hacerlo. So means any, cualquier too. Right? For example, say any Any question? Any question? Any question? Let me know. Any question? Let me know. Cualquier pregunta, déjame saber. And this is the way in which you can use some and and. Thank you for watching this video and see you next lecture. Remember, subscribe and bye bye. God bless you so much.